Hey, y'all, what is going on? What is going on? What's going on? What's up, people? What is up? We are here. We are back for Politics of It All. We're going to do some things, talk about some things. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Diamond Pearl Jim. Hey, Yana. Y'all, we got some things to discuss. I have some gummy bears. So this is our snack to regulate our sugar levels. Listen, so if y'all remember, I bought like some gummy worms from this company and they were really good. So I tried the bears. The bears are good as well. So I got these from Publix. It's Eileen's. Really good. I do like them. They are really good. So I do recommend them. Let me go ahead eat one of the great ones now. This is great. Because I'm telling you, the entirety of this episode is going to be sugar spikes. So, let me, hey, lovely 31 blueprint. Let me just go ahead and let you know now because the entirety of this show is a sugar spike. Go ahead, get what you need. Regulate your sugar levels now. Just go ahead now. Don't even wait. We ain't even a full 5 minutes in yet. Go ahead, regulate your sugar levels. There you go. Go ahead, get it together. Do what you need to do. You will be spiking out. We're gonna be spiking out today. I ain't even got that many stories today, but I'm telling you, it's gonna be sugar spike filled. Get your life in order now. Go ahead and do it now. Listen. Go ahead, get your sugar high. Go ahead, get it together. Go ahead, do whatever you need to do. Do whatever you need to do. Listen, it's gonna be real. Ain't a whole lot of good stuff going on. So I don't know what to tell you. Get your life in order now. You say skip the candy and open the gin bottle. Okay. Child. Mm, child. Child. So listen, we're gonna present this in the best way we know how. Mm, I only got 5 stories to present, but looking at the 5, I don't even know where to start. Hmm. Well, let me start with this one. There's just no way, no good way to enter this, so we're just going to jump in the deep end. So take a swig of this Canada Dry I was drinking. So let me read for you the headline for this article. It says critics call out House Democrats for excluding assault weapons ban from gun proposal. Y'all see my issue with the weak ass Democrats? Hey, Fran J, what's going on, my love? Do y'all see my issue with these weak ass Democrats? Let me read that because remember there was talk in the news over the weekend about, oh yes, the Senate and the House, they went on vacation, but we still got people that's having Zoom calls and we're doing all we can to get some gun legislation and to get our gun proposal that will be bipartisan. With that in mind, let me read you the headline from this article, and it's dated today. Critics call out House Democrats for excluding assault weapons ban from gun proposal. What do y'all want me to do with that? What do you want me to do with that? Amid reports that the Democratic led House Judiciary Committee plans to mark up a package of 8 gun violence prevention bills at an emergency hearing on Thursday, progressives are decrying the absence of an assault weapons ban, a popular and proven way to reduce mass shootings. The panel's consideration of the so-called Protecting Our Kids Act comes amid the nation's ongoing gun violence crisis, which has received renewed attention in the wake of 2 horrific massacres at an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas, and at a grocery store in Buffalo, New York, committed by 18-year-olds with AR-15 style rifles. According to Punchbowl News, which first reported the committee's plan, the omnibus package includes bills to raise the purchasing age of semi-automatic rifles from 18 to 21, ban the import, sale, manufacture, transfer or possession of high-capacity ammunition magazines, although existing magazines are grandfathered in, requires existing bump stocks to be registered under the National Firearms Act, and bars the manufacture, sale, or possession of new bump stocks or for civilian use, amends the definition of ghost guns to require background checks on all sales, as the ATF is trying to do through rulemaking, beefs up federal criminal penalties for gun trafficking and straw purchases, and establishes new requirements for storing guns at home, especially with minors present, while providing tax credits for storage devices. Critics quickly noted, however, that the proposed legislation contains at least one glaring omission: a ban on assault rifles. Sawyer Hackett, a senior advisor to former U.S. Secretary of Housing and Urban Development Julian Castro, was among those questioning the lack of such a provision. Quote, in the 10-year period after the assault weapons ban lapsed, mass shooting deaths jumped 239%. Two-thirds of Americans support a ban. Why is it not included? End quote. Data indicates that the 10-year assault weapons ban, which was in effect from 1994 to 2004, is correlated with a significant reduction in mass shooting deaths. Since Congress allowed the federal prohibition to expire nearly 2 decades ago, the number of fatalities from mass shootings, defined as events in which three or more victims are killed indiscriminately in a public place, has skyrocketed. I don't need to keep moving on and on and on. I'm just going to leave it at that. Y'all see what's going on here. These people, these people are not serious on either side. They're going to do all of this crying. They're going to do all of this pointing of fingers. They're going to do everything in their power short of absolute doing an absolute ban on assault rifles. I mean, when are we going to get serious? And I'm not even talking about the politicians at this point. I'm talking about the citizenry, the citizens of this country. When are you going to get serious about really trying to do something about it? Because when you get serious, you vote all of these yahoos out. If it's me, I'm clearing out. I'm cleaning house. Everybody got to go. Yep, yep. We throwing out the baby with the bathwater too. Everybody got to go. Get rid of all of them. Get rid of all of them. Everybody got to go. Fire them all. What are we doing? What are we doing? Because we have it in our power and in our possession to actually make real substantive change, to really, really, really do something about what's going on in this country. However, we, and when I say we, us people who have the power of the ballot box, choose to keep electing yahoos and these crazy people into positions of power who mean us no good. When are we, hey, so Jeff, going to do something? I mean, so Jeff, I understand and I agree that these people are never going to get rid of their guns, but that don't mean that you need to have, that don't mean that you need to be armed like you're in US infantry and you know United States Army infantry on the front lines in a goddamn hand combat like you're a soldier in the military. And even soldiers in the military have rules of engagement that they have to follow. Sad part is the law enforcement in this country have those same style of weapons, and they don't have rules of engagement. They have no rules they have to follow, and they're just allowed to just engage at any given point and take citizens of these yet to be United States out as if we're in a fucking war zone. So they really feel like saying, "Oh, we're going to up the age from 18 to 21," as if that's going to help. As y'all can see, I'm over here guzzling these gummy worms as fast as I can to try and regulate my sugar level, to try and keep myself from having a whole fucking meltdown. This is what y'all got going on. Here's the issue, okay? You have these people playing in our faces as if we're just stupid on both sides. Oh, we're really trying to. Why are the Democrats continually trying to do things in a bipartisan fashion? When the last time you ever heard the other side say, "Oh, we're going to work in a bipartisan fashion with the Democrats"? Oh yes, us Republicans here, we're doing everything we can to be bipartisan and work with the Democrats. I'll wait for y'all to tell me when y'all saw that. I'll wait. It's like you and your enemy are having a fight on the side of the on at the park in the neighborhood, and one side is saying, "Oh, I'm going to fight using all of the technical rules of a boxing ring," while the other side is there. I don't know what that is. I don't give a shit. We fighting, and you about to get beat down. I'm picking up this stick and finna beat you across the head with this 2x4. But you still over here saying, "No, I'm gonna make sure that I put on these gloves and I use all of the rules for of engagement and the rules for fighting in a boxing ring because that's how you really fight." While the other side is wearing you out with a 2x4 and kicking and doing everything in their power to fuck you up. This is what's going on. Y'all see, I'm doing everything in my power to just swallow copious amounts of gummy bears, so I don't lose my goddamn mind and have a whole sugar spike on fucking camera. In related news, your president, y'all's president, is also trying to play nice with people who don't play nicely. Your president is now going around saying that rational Republican senators will certainly act on guns. Let me read this for y'all. President Joe Biden on Monday sparked anger and frustration in the wake of a Texas mass shooting with remarks about gun safety reform that included describing two GOP congressional leaders as rational. The president said on the White House lawn that Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is a rational Republican, and he thinks Senator John Cornyn, Republican of Texas, is too, according to multiple reporters present. Let me just stop right there. Your president, y'all's president, is over here saying that Mitch McConnell and John Cornyn are rational Republicans. Is it any wonder why I keep telling y'all this is about to be a bloodbath? The Democrats continue to get political alley oop after alley oop after alley oop, issue after issue that after issue. That's just an alley oop and slam dunk, and you could try to gain some political capital and try to salvage what is about to be a bloodbath and try and move the needle on your behalf. You had abortion rights that you know Roe v. Wade is about to be overturned, and you're fumbling the ball and shitting and pissing all over yourself with that. Now you got this mass shooting that just happened, and you got the other side just lockstep and key, not willing to move. But once again, right before our faces, they're crapping themselves. They're crapping themselves, fumbling the ball on the 1 yard line with nobody around them. Y'all's president has the wherewithal to say that Mitch McConnell and John Cornyn are rational Republicans. Some of the most racist and bigoted members of the Senate, but these are the rational ones. Let me continue reading. Biden's comments came after McConnell told CNN last week after the deadly shooting at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde that he encouraged John Cornyn to talk to Democrats to come up with a bipartisan solution. There was a whole lot of backfire after the president's comment. My favorite one was from Nina Turner, who said in her tweet, "What in the Republican hell is this?" No, I'm sorry. She said, "What in the neoliberal hell is this? This is a rational Republican, apparently." And she put an old picture of Mitch McConnell. See the old picture of Mitch McConnell? And that's what we're calling rational now. That's rational. That's rational. Explain to me, hey Jason, what's going on? Why for? Why for? Why for? Are y'all still in the business of trying to play nice with fucktards that do not play nicely? Y'all want to go over here and lay in bed with ass clowns. Why are you trying to play nicely with these people? There's no way on God's green earth right now that the other side is going to do anything months before a midterm election that is going to help you at all. They don't care about you. They don't want any dealings with you. They don't care about the American public. They don't care about anything except for the seats that they're trying to win. That is all they care about. And they know that you Democrats are going to crap your pants every chance you get. So, in knowing that they're going to do nothing in their power to coalesce with you, to work alongside with you, to do anything to help you at all, knowing that, why the hell do you give a shit about what they care about? If it were me, I wouldn't even try to play nicely with these people. Baby, you saw what Republicans did to members of their own party. See Madison Cawthorn, when they made it a point that they were going to primary him at all costs. And what did they do? They made it a point to primary Madison Cawthorn and let the rest of their party know, fuck off, and we'll do the same thing to you. They were releasing they were releasing, you know, all types of stuff. Op intel on this man every 3 days to make sure that he did not win the primary. But no, you know what the Democrats are too busy trying to do? too busy trying to do the same thing to progressive uh, candidates. They're trying to primary progressive candidates, or if a progressive candidate just so happens to win a primary, they're doing everything they can to have either a write-in candidate try to be put in, or actually put money behind the Republican opponent to a progressive candidate. That's what the fuck they're doing. That's what they have all of the energy in the world for any candidate that professes to be progressive. No smoke at all for Republicans at all. Matter of fact, they want to play nice with these people. The people who are punching them in the mouth, they want to play nicely with these people. Damn it. There goes. I got some more Canada Dry over there. This is what we got going on. John Cornyn just last week was tweeting about turning schools into what we have going on at airports. He says schools should be fortified like airports, because his answer to mass shootings is to say, oh, we're going to make schools like airports now. That is what John Cornyn is talking about, and that's rational. John Cornyn and the fucking Raphael Cruz are stating, oh, the problem is there are too many exits at a school. They just need one door to get in and one door to get out. Hey, stupid asses. Hey, fucktards. Hey, ass clowns. What happens when you have something like a fire or a situation where all of these hundreds of kids got to get out in a quick and, at a moment's notice quickly? What happens then? Stupid asses. That's the reason why buildings that house large amounts of people don't just have one exit. You stupid ass clowns. But those are the rational ones. I don't even. What do y'all want me to do with that? Here's what's really happening. Political scientists will tell you that what's really happening is the Democrats are basically telling any swing voter or undecided voter that, hey, don't vote for us, Democrats. You go over there and you vote with the rational Republicans. Republicans are what you want, just as long as their name isn't Donald Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Any other Republican, as long as they're not MTG or the Don, go ahead and vote for them. That's what they're doing, which is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, oh dear God. I think the Democrats still are thinking that Republicans are something that they dealt with back in the 1970s or in the 1980s. Not that they were any good either, but I don't think that they're living in reality and realizing that today's Republicans are neo Nazis, white supremacists, and Klan members that just happen to wear black suits. You have lined the halls of the Capitol building with neo Nazis, white supremacists, racists, and bigots. That is what's lining the Capitol building. And I'm not talking about just on January 6th, I'm talking about on January 5th. Because if you think that I'm talking about the people that stormed the Capitol, no, I'm talking about the people who you are elected and put in power. Because they're no different in the Republican Party than the people that stormed the Capitol, than the terrorists that stormed the Capitol on January 6th. They're all one and the same. Some are elected, some are just, out there storming the Capitol. Hey, Cams, this is what y'all got going on. This is what y'all got going on. Here's the sad part. With all of this Sambo dancing that they're doing for the Republicans ain't trying to hear no parts of what they got going on. That's the sad part. How delusional are you, Joe Biden? Like, do you have early onset Alzheimer's or something, or some type of dementia? Like, what delusions are you going through, Joe Biden? Dear God. Rational Republicans. I mean, let's be clear. We are for, hey, Nicole Stevens, we are for all intents and purposes at the cusp of a goddamn civil war, but you're over here calling these ass clowns rational. We're at the cusp of a goddamn civil war. Let's just call it what it is. But you're calling these people rational. Your president, y'all's president. I can't let move it on because if you need we're about to get real spiky now, so just go ahead, grab you. Let me go ahead and grab me some more ginger ale, dear God, because I'm not gonna make it. Your boy is not gonna make it because we about to get real spiky right now. We about to get real spiky. All right, I like to hear it. Here go. Here's the headline: Tennessee middle school student subjected to slave auction, noose, and Klan images, lawsuit alleges. Here we go. A Tennessee family is suing a local school board after a middle schooler was allegedly subjected to a barrage of racial epithets, shown images of Ku Klux Klan members holding torches and nooses, and was even taunted in a slave auction staged by other students. Erica Qualls has filed the lawsuit on behalf of her son and alleges that despite repeated attempts to remedy his bullying at Church Hill Middle School, located about 85 miles northeast of Knoxville, she was dismissed. Excuse me. Qualls brought her concerns to the administration and says she was regularly rebuffed and her eighth grade son was blamed for the behavior, according to a report from the Charlotte Observer. The lawsuit was filed last Tuesday, May 24th, against Hawkins County Schools, which oversees Churchill Middle School, where the alleged incidents took place. In a statement, its director of schools, Matt Hickson, told the Observer, quote, when such allegations are brought to our attention regarding student conduct, we take steps to investigate the same and to discipline those found responsible. Hawkins County Schools and the many educators who work within our school system strive to create an environment where all students, regardless of their race, feel safe and welcome. And we will defend ourselves in court against any claim of the contrary. End quote. However, the middle schooler's mother, through their attorney, Larry Crane, told McClatchy News her boy is experiencing depression and anxiety over the encounters, which include being called a monkey and being slapped. Oh, yes, being called a monkey and being slapped. In one incident, five white students confronted him in a bathroom where they recorded a video of him being chased with a stuffed monkey. The clip was reportedly shared on Snapchat with the caption, "Monkey chases monkey," the lawsuit claims. According to the Observer, approximately 6.1% of the student body at Churchill Middle School is made up of minority students, and about 1.3% are Black, per U.S. News and World Report. Qualls, that's the mother, who reportedly documented about 15 racist incidents that her child experienced at Churchill Middle School during the 2021-22 school year, detailed several incidents where she reported the behavior to Hawkins County School District staff, only to be told they were under investigation. She is now demanding that the campus be prohibited from further violating her son's civil rights under Title VI of the Civil Rights Act, which prevents discrimination based on race, and is demanding $2.5 million in compensatory damages. What do y'all want me to do with that? Y'all got the kids having the boy involved in a slave auction. Y'all got the kids chasing the little boy around, calling him a monkey, chasing him around with a stuffed monkey, and then videotaping it and putting it on Snapchat with the caption "Monkey chasing monkey." Y'all got them putting pictures of the Ku Klux Klan and nooses on the boy's locker and stuff. All kinds of stuff y'all got going on. Hey, Amber. This is what, but in the statement from the school, let me remind you what the school, this is what the school board said. Hawkins County Schools and the many educators who work within our school system strive to create an environment where all students, regardless of their race, feel safe and welcome. And we will defend ourselves in court against any claims to the contrary. Not, you know what? We apologize and we will take disciplinary action. They said, and I quote, "We will defend ourselves in court against any claims to the contrary." That's what the school board is telling the parent, the mom. Mind you, we have actual evidence of these things going on at the school. So when the school board comes out with a statement like that, how am I not to believe that when the mom went up to the school and told them, "Hey, y'all got people doing stuff to my child," that they ain't say to her, "Ma'am, your child is the problem, not the other students"? I believe wholeheartedly that the mom, what the mom is saying, because look at the statement. Look at the statement here. This is what we got going on. Now let's be clear. They said it's only 6% minorities at that school. So the school is 94% white, and only 1.3% of the school population is Black. 1.3% of the school population is Black. Most middle schools have somewhere around maybe a few hundred, maybe about 500. The average middle school has about 500 students. That's a large middle school. Some of the largest middle schools may have up to 1,000. Even if it was a large middle school with 1,000 students, that would still be 13 students out of 1,000 that would be black. 13 out of 1,000. But the school board said they ain't here for it. Once again, they said we will quote, we will defend ourselves in courts against any claims to the contrary. Not we're going to investigate this and make sure that if any wrongdoing happened, that the disciplinary action will happen. No, they said we ain't racist and we gonna defend ourselves in court if you even try to say that we got racist things going on in our schools. Hey Tanya, what's going on, my love? This is what y'all got going on. And I see you, Cam, saying y'all family would have been up there after the first incident, beating everybody down. No, because what this sounds like the type of area, Cams, when your family rolled up to that school with the smoke, they would have had the entire school surrounded with SWAT, ready to take you and your whole family out. That's what they would have did. This sounds like that part of the country. They say it's like 85 miles outside of Knoxville. This sounds like the type of area that when you and your family rolled up on that school, baby, by the time y'all rolled up and turned around and looked, y'all would have had the entirety of the whole county's SWAT team with rifles aimed at each and every one of y'all heads, ready to take y'all out. This is what they got going on in these parts of the country. Because see, they'll have all the smoke for a black family actually defending their child against racism and bigotry. They have no smoke for an 18-year-old um, male that rolls in and guns down 9 and 10-year-olds. No smoke. They don't have no smoke for them at all. They have all the fear in the world of that one young man. But a black family trying to defend their child, their middle school child, against racism and bigotry in this country, oh, they got all the smoke in the world. Oh, they would have the whole National Guard descend upon the black family. Let's be clear. This is what I'm going to choose to talk about. What the people want me to talk about is Monique and DL. That is not going to be of no consequence to me and nobody else in this country but the two of them. I don't really care what they got going on. Let them fight it out because they all got paid anyway. That's what they want me to talk about. I'm talking about the fact that this is happening. In addition to that, let me transition to our next story because if that hasn't made you think about what we really should be talking about, let's go to the great state of Missouri. Hey, Anton, because while people are over here screaming holy hell about Monique and D.L. Hughley, as if that's going to have any impact or anything going on in their lives or in this country, we got kids that are having active racism and racist attacks on them happen, verified and documented, and school boards saying it ain't happened, we ain't racist, and if you want to take us to court, we would defend ourselves in court against anybody who tries to say that we are. If that ain't enough, in the great state of Missouri, a pregnant black woman was shot 5 times by Missouri police. Let me read that headline again for you. Excuse me, because while they over here arguing about DL and Monique, what's going on in the great state of Missouri? A pregnant black woman was shot 5 times by Missouri police. That's what we got going on. Hey, Anton, let me read this for you. Kansas City police shot and injured a pregnant black woman during a traffic stop. The woman and the man with her were suspected of carjacking, per the Kansas City Star. Witnesses caught the incident on video and claimed the woman was shot 5 times as she tried to run away. Witness, a witness by the name of Shadanja said she saw the incident happen Friday while she was on her way to get ice cream with her kids. Per her account, she heard the officers yelling at the woman and the man to get out of the vehicle. Missouri State Highway Patrol said the car matched the description of a stolen one located at the Family Dollar. Shadanja said the man ran off and officers followed him while the woman exited the car with her hands up. The officer told her to get on the ground, which she refused, explaining that she was pregnant. The officers approached her, guns drawn, and after she took a few steps away, they opened fire 5 times. Quote, she did not pull out a weapon on them. She did not even have a stick in her hand, end quote, according to the witness. This is what the Kansas City Star wrote. They wrote, quote, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I remember it because it didn't stop. They shot 5 times, according to the witness. Her name is Shadanja, on a phone interview with the newspaper. Shadanja goes on to say, I remember seeing her hit the ground and I froze. Shadanja says that she asked police several times why they shot the woman, but officers did not answer. She started recording the scene. In the video she shared this with the Kansas City Star, the woman is seen lying on the ground with blood on her shirt. An officer appears to put her in handcuffs. Patrol spokesperson Sergeant Andy Bell told the Kansas City Star it was unclear whether the woman had a firearm, but a handgun was found in the area where she was shot. Sergeant Bell declined to comment further on the situation, but said there will be an investigation which is being led by the state troopers. The woman suffered serious injuries and was taken to the hospital. According to hospital reports, she is in stable condition. Thank God. But what about the babies? Remember, y'all are so pro-life, and y'all are so concerned about babies. But you got police officers shooting pregnant women who get out of the car. I don't care what crime you allege, and I'm going to say allege, that she committed, because the car fit the description. You know how many times us as black people have fit descriptions of things and haven't done anything? The woman gets out of the car, hands up. They tell her, get on her stomach. She explains to them, hey, boo, I'm a pregnant woman. I can't get on my stomach. She takes a couple steps, bam, 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 bam. Now you're shooting a pregnant woman. Mind you, she told them she was pregnant, which did not do anything to stop them from opening fire on her. Let me say that again. She told them, hey, I cannot lay on my stomach because I am pregnant. But no, you think that stops them from opening fire on her? Oh, absolutely not. Exactly, Bobo. This what y'all got going on. This what y'all got going on in these yet to be United States of America. Y'all got people spending hours of their day and time for the last couple days enthralled in which headlining comedian should or should not have gone last. All the while, we have pregnant women, black women, getting shot 5 times by police. We have kids getting assaulted in school and school boards doing nothing about it and rather saying they will go to court and dare you to say that they did it. And we wonder why we end up where we are. Because those people will tell you, oh, I'm not into politics. Oh, that's not my thing. Oh, that's too heavy for me. I don't really want to discuss that. But then you wonder why we continue to be at the bottom of the barrel, why we continue to be the lowest ones on the totem pole, because we have whole large segments of our community and population as black people that want no parts of talking about things that matter, things that are of substance. What they want to talk about is fuck shit and fuckery. Well, and I'm not saying that there's not a place for that. There is. But the problem is, for most people, there's only a place for that. And there's no place for things of substantive meanings. There's no place for anything that involves um, politics, anything that involves racial justice, any of that. There's no place. They don't have any time for it. No, I can't do that. No, that's not my thing. No, da 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 da. Until it's your family, until your mother, until your sister, until your brother, until your niece or your nephew ends up being the one that's now the headline on the evening news. And now all of a sudden, you want everybody to galvanize behind you and make time for your situation when it wasn't you. You ain't have no time and no energy for it. I am absolutely unflinching on my belief that there is absolute systemic racism and prejudice within this country, threaded and woven into the fabric of who this nation is. But at the same time, I absolutely know that there's a large segment of our population as black people who in our in some of the liberties and luxuries that we are allowed to have as black people that some of our ancestors did not have, we have become blind, deaf, and dumb to issues that involve us having continued freedoms, rights, and us fighting against racism in this country. We're not even, in some cases, trying to help our cause because those that are speaking out, those that are fighting the good fight, those that are towing the line get drowned out by fuck shit and fuckery. We ain't got no time for that. That ain't what I do. I ain't got no time for that. Nope. We ain't doing none of that. This is what we got going on. We got pregnant women. Let me remind you of where we are as a country. In the last 2 weeks, we've had black people shopping at the grocery store, getting gunned down by people, by a man, I should say, who explicitly stated it was race related. That the reason for this is because he didn't want no parts of black people. You have elementary school students, 9 and 10 years old, getting gunned down, and police officers arresting parents. Let me help you understand. You had police officers who, instead of going in to save 9 and 10-year-old children, decided that they wanted to not go in. And when parents that were outside were screaming and begging and pleading for them to go in, they threatened to tase said parents. They had all of the smoke for the parents trying to save their kids. One parent, they actually threw on the ground and handcuffed her and told her that they would arrest her because their energy was on this parent concerned about her child and not on the active shooter who was in the act of gunning down children. That happened. And what ended up happening was one of the other parents convinced them to take the handcuffs off this parent. They took the handcuffs off the parent. That parent still went into the school, went and got her kids, and came out. And the police still hadn't gone in and tried to save the students. We had that happen. We have police in the great state of Missouri who are shooting at pregnant women who tell them, hey, officer, I am pregnant. That is why I cannot lay on my stomach. To which, what do they do instead? They shoot the woman 5 times. We got all that going on. But yet, our most pressing issue is whether or not people who are getting hundreds of thousands of dollars should have went first, last, or in between. That's our biggest concern right now. And we wonder why sometimes we're not taken seriously. I told y'all it was going to be a spiky episode. Real spiky over here. Moving on. In my last story, we have a whole Blaxit going on. What do I mean? I'll read this headline and it'll tell you what I mean. President Biden sees exodus of black staffers and some frustration among those who remain. The White House is historically diverse, yes, but there are concerns internally about a wave of departures and the current climate for blacks in the White House. You need a palate cleanser? I don't even have no palate cleansers. I just have the ones from yesterday. Okay, let's get some highlights from you. Here's the highlights from yesterday's palate cleansers. There you go. Some highlights from yesterday. Okay, there you go. Highlights from yesterday's palate cleansers. Okay, that's all I got for you. There you go. There you go. This is the politics of it all. We don't do palate cleansers or the politics of it all. We just regulate our sugar levels the best we can. So let's go ahead, regulate our sugar levels. The sugar, that sugar. Get your sugar together. Regulate your sugar levels. That sugar. That sugar. Get it together. Get it together. Get it together. All right, we good now. You got y'all got it together. We got it together. We good. Lord, God. Let me read this article. At least 21 black staffers have left the White House since the last year or are planning to leave soon. Some of those who remain say it's no wonder why. They describe a workplace with little support for from their superiors and fewer chances for promotion. This is in y'all's president White House. I'm not talking about 45. I'm talking about Joseph R. Biden's White House. The departures have been so pronounced that, according to one current and one former White House official, some black aides have adopted a term for them, Blaxit, Blaxit. The first big exit came in December when Kamala Harris's senior advisor and chief spokesperson, Simone Sanders, announced she was leaving, ultimately for a gig at MSNBC. Since then, Harris's senior aide, Tina Flournoy, Ashley Etienne, and Vincent Evans, and public engagement head Cedric Richmond have all left. Public engagement aide Carissa Smith, gender policy aide Kalisha DeSources, figures National Security Council Senior Director Linda Etienne, Digital Engagement Director Cameron Trimble, Associate Counsel Funmi Olorunipa Badejo, Chief of Staff Ron Klain, Advisors Elizabeth Wilkins and Nayet Mulugeta, Press Assistant Natalie Austin, National Economic Council aides Joel Gamble and Connor Maxwell, and Presidential Personnel aides Danielle Okai, Reggie Greer, and Rayshawn Dyson have all departed as well. Deputy White House Counsel Danielle Conley and Council of Economic Advisors aide Sahara Griffin are among others planning to leave in the coming weeks, according to White House officials. The exodus has raised concerns among outside observers who push for the diversification of government ranks. Quote, I have heard about an exodus of black staffers from the White House, Blaxit, and I am concerned, said Spencer Overton, president of the Joint Center for Political and Economic Studies, which tracks government staff diversity numbers. He went on to say, black voters accounted for 22% of President Biden's voters in November 2020. It is essential that black staffers are not only recruited to serve in senior, mid-level, and junior White House positions, but are also included in major policy and personnel decisions and have opportunities for advancement. End quote. A White House official pushed back on those concerns, saying that around 14% of current White House staffers identify as black, in line with national proportions. The official added that the number is expected to increase as more black staffers are brought on board and that 15% of black staffers have been promoted in the last year. Wait, let me get that right. You're touting one that you only got 14% of black staff on your in your White House, although we accounted for more than 20% of the vote that got you there. Then of that, only 15% were promoted. 85% wouldn't get and get nothing, but you're touting the 15% of the black people on staff that were promoted. Let me keep reading. The quote, and this is according to White House Press Secretary Corinne Jean Pierre. The president is incredibly proud to have built what continues to be the most diverse White House staff in history, and he is committed to continuing historic representation for Black staff in all communities. This is a normal time for turnover across the board in any administration, and Black staff have been promoted at a higher rate than staff who are not diverse. End quote. A number of staffers who left, moreover, said it was on good terms. Some departures were for graduate school opportunities, others went to different cabinet departments. Several said they were leaving because of family matters. The source's figures said she wanted to focus on her young children, as did Conley. But others describe a need to refocus in general, having spent years operating in a tense work environment with little time off. Quote, I worked for both the president and vice president during the campaign cycle and considered the chance to serve the American people in the Biden Harris White House nothing short of an honor. I loved my experience on the press team and I left because I wanted a chance to spend more time with family after nearly 3 years straight of campaigns and government work, said Austin in an email. And which Austin is that? That is Natalie Austin, who's a press assistant. The reason for the departures may vary, but the totality of them has not gone unnoticed within the ranks, according to interviews with 9 current and former Black White House officials. 3 Black staffers who currently work in the White House and were granted anonymity because of fear of reprisal said the exodus has hurt morale, compounding problems that exist elsewhere. They described an operation in which mentorship is hard to come by and opportunity to move up of in the ranks of a tight-knit operation is exceptionally rare. We're here and we're doing a lot of work, but we're not decision makers, and there's no real path toward becoming decision makers. There is no real feedback, and there's no clear path to any kind of promotions, said one of the current Black White House officials. Biden had pledged upon entering office that his administration, quote, would look like America and include a full range of talents we have in all our people, end quote. He and his team have subsequently taken steps to create the most diverse administration ever, far beyond his immediate predecessors. He also made history with the ascension of Black women to the positions of Vice President, Supreme Court Justice, and Press Secretary, and on Federal Reserve's Board of Governors, among other posts. But at the lower levels, that pledge has been harder to sustain. While there are several first in history Black leaders of important White House divisions, like Domestic Policy Council head Susan Rice, Council of Economic Advisors Director Cecilia Rouse, and Office of Management and Budget Director Shalonda Young, none have Black deputies except Conley. Conley is leaving, though she will be replaced by a Black woman, a White House official said. Some some people have not had the best experiences, and a lot of that has to do with the dearth of Black leadership, said one of the White House officials who is Black. Think about any workplace. Black folks need some person to go to strategize and be a mentor. And we just don't have as many folks who can be mentors to us. Excuse me, y'all. And it goes on and on and on in the article. It's a long article. I ain't gonna read it all. But that's the gist of it. One of y'all said in the comments, it sounds like a majority of women. I can't argue because the highest Black men that I know of in the Biden Harris administration was General Lloyd Austin and um, Cedric Richmond. And Cedric Richmond has just left. I don't know, y'all. We'll see how this goes. We'll keep following it. Hey, Danny, I'm about to get up off here. I just wanted to bring y'all that news. So I'm going to keep an eye on this Blaxit. I definitely will be giving you updates on this, but this is a concern of mine because if y'all recall, right after he got elected, I had a problem with who he was choosing for his cabinet and the absence of Black people on the cabinet. If you remember, I was the one who kept saying that. And now there seems to be a problem. We'll monitor this and we'll keep you informed. That's all I got for y'all today. It was real spiky today, real spiky. That's all I got for y'all today. Listen, we about to get up out of here. Y'all know really be going live sometime in the near future. I'm about to go get on a work conference call that starts in like 40 seconds, in like 10 seconds. Dear God, I'll get there when I get there. Anyway, that's all I got for y'all. As I always say, I love y'all. I love all y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged and much appreciated. I really thank y'all so much for rocking with me and supporting me. Excuse me. Thank y'all for any and everything that y'all do for me because y'all could do a lot of things for a lot of people and y'all could be a whole lot of places and doing a whole lot of other things, but y'all continue to be here with me. So I thank y'all for it. Y'all get ready. Really be should be going live sometime around 6:30ish or something like that. So y'all go over there and support my sis and all of that. That's all I got for y'all. Until next time. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. We out.